Hi, my name is Floyd Marinescu. I'm the founder of UBI Works, a business owner, and a proud Canadian. I'm also a trained computer scientist, and I'm here to tell you why you deserve a share of the economy. In other words, a universal basic income. My father and uncle were among the hundreds of thousands of Canadians, as well as nearly 4 million Americans whose careers in manufacturing were lost due to technological automation in the early 2000s. China's entrance into global trade triggered a rapid loss of income for our manufacturers, who responded much like businesses are responding to the pandemic crisis today, by reaching out for the technologies that are available at the time in order to cut costs, increase efficiencies, and survive. So what was the result? Manufacturing output eventually began to grow again, but the good-paying jobs it once supported were forever lost. And today we have about the same employment in manufacturing as many decades ago, while we're producing a lot more. This story shows a simple truth that the politicians are not telling you, that the promise underlying how our economy is supposed to work is no longer true. It used to be a simple deal. You work hard, and in exchange you receive part of the profit you helped create in the form of a salary. For decades, this was a good deal. The average job could support a family, pay for a home, provide for a comfortable retirement. Economic growth meant that the average person had more prosperity. But today, people are working harder and longer and getting less in return. Economic growth, low unemployment is no longer driving wage growth the way it used to. So what changed? Technology. Shortly after the introduction of computers in the 1960s, it became easier to produce a lot more with a lot less input from humans. Productivity shot up, but most salaries barely kept up, with some even falling against a rising cost of living. This declining quality of jobs, due to our increased use of technology, is called the fourth industrial revolution, as we adopt fantastic new technologies today that didn't exist during the 2008 crisis, didn't exist during the previous crises before that. What this looks like in real life is that good-paying jobs go away and are replaced by a few new high-paying jobs and a lot of low-paying jobs. Imagine a factory where good-paying, skilled jobs are replaced by robots. There are a few new high-paying jobs to program the robots, more managers, more executives as the business scales and becomes more productive. But the majority of workers are left to compete with lower wage work somewhere else, or leave the job market completely as their skills are no longer valued. This is exactly what happened to my father and uncle. As well as half of those 4 million workers in the US, half of them didn't go back to work. As this example plays out millions of times across the entire economy in all kinds of different jobs, most Canadians end up living paycheck to paycheck at low quality jobs, while the income that used to drive wage growth increasingly goes to shareholders and executives. That's not what technology is supposed to do. Technology is the reason our modern world is so prosperous, but it's largely the result of public investments in education, in scientific research, public infrastructure like the internet. It builds upon the ideas and inventions contributed from generations past. Technology is our common wealth, meant to increase our quality of life, our free time, and our personal wealth. But that's not happening. So far, most of the benefits of this heritage have gone mostly to a small few, while most people are working harder and longer for less than their parents' and grandparents' generations. A basic income is therefore your stake in the economy. It's not a handout, it's your slice of the economic pie. It's not charity, it's back pay for decades of stagnant wages. It's your share of the collective talents, energy, and public funding that built this system and generated so much wealth. It is the fulfillment of the promise of technology to make your life better, buying all Canadians the means to pursue their potential. If the industries and the workers impacted by the pandemic are going to avoid the fate of manufacturing employees in the 2000s, then we must do something different and ensure that all Canadians can benefit and contribute to their recovery. That's why UBI Works' Recovery UBI plan includes a universal dividend of $500 a month for all adults. That's part of a $2,000 a month guaranteed minimum income. The universal dividend gives all Canadians a share of our economy, while the income guarantee buys time for those hit hardest to plan for a better future while raising all Canadians out of poverty. It is time that you claim your share of the economy. It's not a handout, it's a head start. It is how we organize ourselves as a society to all benefit from the progress of technology. Demand a universal basic income. Support our efforts for a recovery UBI in Canada. Thank you very much.